Before I start this video, right? Everybody, first of all, this video is going to be to educate people. And everybody knows on this platform of mine how I feel about prejudice, racist, bias, whatever you want to call it. And a lot of people don't call this out enough. I always say how the white man is the devil and the white man is prejudice and the white man is evil, right? But you really, now you're starting to hear it. Now it's starting to come out. You're starting to hear black on black racism. And when I say black on black racism, this has been going on for multiple years where for some reason Caribbean blacks, not all, and African blacks, not all, have a problem and don't like black American people, which is foundational black Americans. Let this lady say what she has to say, and then I'm going to say what I have to say at the end. Let's get it.
Something, and it is not a dig on immigrants. It is an explanation and a clarification for Native Black Americans. I've noticed that immigrants come here and say, we don't take advantage of the opportunities, we don't take advantage of the things that we have in this country. But the issue is with that is that they are assuming we're like them. A lot of immigrants, when they come here, have a sense of desperation. They are fleeing from whatever atrocities or situations that are going on at home. Or if they're getting an HB1 visa, which means, or H1B visas, I don't know which way it's spelled. They are trying to create a whole new life for themselves. So now they have a debt that's owed. A debt that's owed to their family. A debt that's owed to their people. So now there's a desperation there. But we don't feel that debt. We don't have that debt. And we don't have that desperation. Our ancestors paid our debt. And we are so grateful to them. That's why we're not ashamed. When you guys try to call us slaves, we're not ashamed. Our ancestors, we are grateful that our ancestors survived and paid the debt for us. We don't owe anybody anything back home. The only thing we owe to ourselves and our ancestors is to just keep progressing, which we have, which is why you can come here, because of our progression. Now back to my own people. You can't let people they just assume that because we're an ethnic group and we're brown and black, that we have the same values and desperations and debts as they do. And we just don't. You will never hear them tell the non-melanated, oh, you're not taking advantage of the opportunities in America. Even if those non-melanated are middle class, lower middle class.
Now, when she's saying non-melanated, they're not telling the white folks that's middle class. They're not telling the white folks that's struggling like black folks. They're not. They're just saying it to black American people. Continue.
Working class, working poor, or on welfare. They never say that to them because they are mistaking our skin tone for having the same experiences and having the same desires as they do, and we don't. We created through blood, sweat, and tears a first world nation, and we grew as a first world people with the country. We didn't escape to a first world. We built it, and we actually made it a first world through our labor, through our minds, and also through us pushing legislation to open up and evolve these Neanderthals into moral people on some level, or at least to pretend they're moral. We're not the same people. We can't identify with people who feel like because we're brown or dark skinned that we have the same desires, wants, needs. We don't. They say we don't take advantages of the opportunities, but what we need to understand is that, what do you mean? We created the opportunities. We made the opportunities. All the opportunities that everybody has from the entire world when they come here, we created that. So, of course, the Creator doesn't look at things the same way the person who did not create that does. We are the founders of opportunities in America for everybody. We founded that. Some of us have taken it to the next level and have become billionaires. Some of us don't pursue money to the same degree. We pursue education. So we've had people going to Harvard, Yale, and Princeton and excellent colleges since integration in the colleges happened in the early 1900s. Some of us wanted to become pastors and clerics, and we've had pastors and clerics since forever, I don't centuries. Some of us wanted to become farmers, which doesn't pay much, and we have agricultural farmers. Some of us wanted to become teachers and professors, which we have.
I'm gonna stop it right there with the farmers. Farmers may not get paid, and she's saying about black farmers. But let me explain something to the people out here in the real world. All the money in the world, if money was decided to collapse and everything, if that money was no good, the farmers are going to eat because the farmers grow the food. Let's keep going.
Some of us wanted to become doctors, so they created Meharry and Howard Medical School and became doctors. Some of us just wanted to stay at home and be moms, and that's what happened. Some of us didn't want to do shit, just like every other place in the whole entire world, and didn't do shit. You see, we're not the same. And no, we don't feel like we have to take advantage of these opportunities because, number one, we don't have a debt. We don't owe anybody anything except for our ancestors. Number two, we created the opportunities. We know that they're there. And also, too, some people are tired of getting sabotaged. Every time they grow and they create something, here comes the non-melanated sabotaging shit because they're jealous and they don't want competition. Some people get tired of that shit and just say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to love my family. I have a nice life, nice home, and I'm going to chill. So we're not the same. Stop thinking we're the same. We created a first world nation through our blood, sweat, or tears. We don't owe a debt to anybody.
Now, when she says about other race people being jealous of us, meaning I would call them the racist white folks that was jealous of us when they tore down Black Wall Street. Remember, blacks did build something. They had Black Wall Street. They had everything. They didn't need nothing. They had everything, and it was jealous white folks that came in and destroyed us. So a lot of Caribbean blacks and a lot of African blacks stop saying stuff if you don't know the whole story of what went down. Blacks did Rosewood and that, and because blacks made it, doctors, lawyers, they didn't need nothing. It was the racist white folks that did this and did us dirty, and the other white folks that didn't agree with it was upset about that. You know, we push blacks to do what we tell them to do, and once they do it, they got their own. We destroyed them. So it didn't. That was kind of stupid. It didn't make any sense. We'll keep going.
Ancestors, and they paid that debt. If we want to take advantage of the opportunities that we created, we will, and we do. It's not our fault that you listen to the small hat media that tells you who we are, and it's not our fault that when you first come here, a lot of you guys are placed in our lower income communities because that's the only people of us that accept you because they have the biggest hearts. So just because your environment is what it is, it doesn't mean that there aren't other people doing big shit or just making life because that's what they want to fuck to do. So you will see after being about maybe 5 or 6 generations in America that your great grandchildren will do the same. They'll be able to decide if they want to become a doctor or if they just want to be a teacher or if they want to be a bus driver, and they don't have that pressure because they don't owe anybody shit anymore.
The video ended right there, but this is an educational video to the black Americans, and they can put it out there and show a non-black American, meaning Caribbean black American, but we did have stuff. We did have stuff, and it was taken from us through jealousy, and it was hard, and we still come through. So to all y'all that don't like us, we're still going to progress. And one thing about us, a lot of us black Americans, we love everybody. We don't care race, creed, or color. We love everybody and we accept everybody. Big Hawk, Yonkers native, street talk. I'm out of here. Being educated and being informed of a lot of stuff is very good. I'm Ghost.